There are only a few days left until Valentine's Day. Now, no matter how you feel about that particular day, whether you celebrate it or not, it's always good to show love and share it with your dear ones. So, in this video, we'll show you how to make a heart brooch. It's so easy you will want to make a collection for you and some more to share with your loved ones. Let's begin with a blank design. We will select a small hoop for this project and a felt fabric from normal category. Now start the insert symbol, locate Webdings font, and find this heart symbol. Select the heart and click the Insert button. Click and drag to define size and orientation. Now you may close the insert symbol as you will no longer need it. Remove the outline since it isn't needed either. Set the approximate size and move it to the center of the axis. Now, having the heart selected, make sure the proportional option is enabled and click Duplicate button. Having the duplicate selected, set the size to 80%. With the new smaller heart selected, click on Duplicate once more and set new size to 80% as well. Repeat the process 3 more times until there are 5 overlapping hearts. Now, with all hearts selected, apply Trim option from the shaping menu. At this point, we need to delete the second and the fourth objects as they are no longer necessary. Let's change the color to have a better view. Now, let's fine-tune the hearts. For the outer heart, select Satin Fill Type from the Properties tab. Now, check on the Underlay option and select the 3D number 2 underlay type. Likewise, for the middle heart, select Satin type and 3D number 1 underlay. For the innermost heart, we apply Satin Fill type. At this point, the 3 heart objects are out of shape, so I'll show you how you can adjust the shapes using the Stitch Flow tool. Now, having the inner heart selected, start the Stitch Flow tool. From the available types of directions, select Point Directions and then click on the heart shape to define a point. If you don't like how it turns out, go on top of the defined point and click on the X that appears to delete the defined point. Then you can set a new one. Take your time to experiment until the design pleases you most. As you can see, where the point direction is placed, the stitches overlap and the thickness increases. So check the density option from the properties and raise the value a little. Now for the outer hearts, we need to fine-tune the stern on the top and the bottom. Start Stitch Flow once again, and this time we will draw a divide line on the upper corner of the hearts. Select the Directions option and draw any direction lines you need to fine-tune the directions either side of the divide line. Likewise, you can enhance the upper part of the inner heart. You will need to do the same for the lower corners of the 2 hearts as well. If you want to make the heart in the middle a little smaller, you can just resize it while keeping the center by holding the Shift key down and dragging a corner. Now, in order to create an outer lining, right-click on the outer heart and use the Auto Border option. We will make our running auto border 2 mm from the outside of the shape with Remove Holes option enabled. At this point, we need to select some colors. We selected a dark pink for the heart in the center, a pale gray for the one in the middle and the outer one, and a dark green for the outer line. We're using a different color for the outer line so that the machine pauses during the embroidery process to allow us to place the back cloth. We are almost set. At this point, we need to pay attention to the design sequence. For this type of design, it would be better if we started from the inner shape and have the outer ones gradually embroidered. To do so, we need to click on Auto to turn off Auto Optimization. You will now see all design parts as separate icons. Move the inner heart at the top of the sequence and the outer one at the bottom. In this way, the two gray parts will be embroidered first, and then the pink one and the green one will follow. This also minimizes the color changes. Now you can switch to slow redraw and check how everything is embroidered. If everything is as you like, send the design to your sewing machine in any way that suits you. We're ready to embroider now, so make sure you've gathered all the materials you need. These are two pieces 10 by 10 centimeters of felt fabric. We have stabilizer, embroidery threads, adhesive spray, and a hoop that fits the design. Hoop stabilizer. Place your fabric in the center of the hoop using an adhesive spray. Alternatively, you may secure your fabric in place with pins or tape. Be careful so that pins are out of the needle's way though. Open the design. Set the bobbin and needle thread, attach the hoop to the sewing machine and start embroidering. Keep in mind that when the design has 3D underlay, it will increase in thickness as the embroidery proceeds. To avoid any hassle from the foot hitting or pushing the embroidery, make sure that you adjust the foot height while embroidering and as the thickness of the embroidery increases. So when the first layer of underlay is sewn, stop the machine to set the foot height. Here I set it 3 mm higher than the first position. Make sure you set the height to suit your sewing machine and design. Press the Start button to resume embroidering. Now that the output is even more raised, I will also raise the foot by 2 more millimeters. I'm afraid there's no shortcut to this procedure, as setting the foot too high from the beginning will cause the cloth to flutter, so I strongly recommend you adjust it little by little, following closely. When the embroidery is complete, remove the hoop from the sewing machine and turn the hoop over. Use an adhesive spray to apply another piece of cloth to cover the back of the design. Attach the hoop back to the sewing machine. Remember that having added another layer of cloth, we will have to increase the height of the foot once again accordingly. Now press start to stitch the front fabric and lining together. When the seam is complete, remove the hoop from the sewing machine. Remove any pins and tear away the stabilizer from the seam. Cut out the design from the outside of the seam with scissors. Sew a bar pin on the back. And it's done. Feel free to change the colors of the cloth and threads, experiment with various stitches, and enjoy making your lovely brooch.